Let me tell you about my afternoon. Okay. I stepped into the room, heart racing, and yeah, I felt the weight. Lines in my head, but my nerves made me hesitate. Not today. That was yesterday. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Wright Play, episode 10. I am your host, Blake Wright. I'm just going to share a little bit about the details of what's been going on. I've been working a lot lately. I've just started a new job, and I've been auditioning a lot. Had two really big auditions this week, and a callback. And with everything that has been going on my plate, I'm one of those people that gets wired when they get tired. I get more energy and like I want to get more done. I think it's probably my anxiety to some extent, but basically I was starting a big job on Monday, and then I had to have a callback in the afternoon, and I rushed from work to the callback, running on 3 hours of sleep. So I didn't really do the best callback wise. I definitely felt out of it, and I definitely got frustrated with myself and frustrated with my circumstance, and started getting angry and blaming things. But you got to learn from your mistakes. That's the only way that we grow. And sleep's got to become more of a priority. Sleep's got to be an essential element. You can't thrive on 3 hours of sleep. Not at 28. Not at any age. It's just not possible. I wish my circumstance was different. I wish I could have focused more on doing the best I can on a callback. And when I'm in a situation like that again, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put myself first. Because this is what I'm building, not a 9 to 5. I don't really care at the end of the day, but I am grateful that, I have the opportunity to do it all. But this afternoon I had two big auditions, and I had, I have a couple of my friends that are artists and actors help me with my auditions when I do my self-tapes. And a lot of the time it's the same person, but today I had two different people help me out, and one of them was my mother. And I felt like I couldn't really tell in between these two takes I wanted to send off for this production. And I think, and I was listening to my mom, and I'm like, which one do you think is better? And she goes, oh, I think that first one's better. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I like things about the first one, but I like things about the second one. And I ask her, I'm like, Mom, are you just biased because you don't like your voice? And then she goes, no, I really think that you did better acting in this one. And so I watched them. I watched it again, and I was like, oh, man, I really can't tell. They're close. They're different. And I submitted that one. And then I just showed it to a couple other people. And they were like, man, and I actually watched it on my laptop on a bigger screen. And I was like, man, the nuance in the second one is better. So I was like, dang it. I'm like, no. I'm like, why? And then I was like, and then, but I still got my fingers crossed. I think I'm very castable for this. And, the more skill I get, and the more of the more well I have of creativity and practice, just my floor, it keeps getting higher and higher, and my ceiling keeps getting higher and higher. I know it's just a matter of time for me. So it's just a matter of being patient, which that has been something that I've not been good at my whole life. So here we go. But back to my day. I had note cards today. I was trying to really nail the lines because I had two auditions for the same film, two different parts. And there was one part I really, I liked a little bit more, and I focused more on that one. And, I was doing cue cards in between things at work. I'm just like trying to figure out like this character and meditate on it, let the subconscious do its work. So I put in a lot of work. I did a lot of questions for characterization, and tried to find things to make it specific and personal and feel it. And, at the end of the day, that's all you can really do for an audition, I sometimes wish I just would jump with instincts faster and, get it. But, it's all part of the process. It's all part of learning how to do this. So we're making it happen. But something else I did at work today, I made a little rap on one of my sheets. And, I'm going to play it for y'all. This is something I wrote while I was putting along, whatever we're going to call it, while I was working today. So, hopefully y'all hear it in the video. Yeah, this is based on a true story, chasing glory. Yeah, you know the little women hate me, but they just love Lori. Commissioner, positioner, David Stern, Adam Silver. Yeah, I got away with words, my voice is sonorous. Badass like Chuck Norris, experience the whole vibe. Read between the lines, and when I deliver a fantastic chorus, rose petals fall on the floor, magnificent florist. About to exit this bitch, this just in like Boris. Immaculation, golden nation, kingdom building. Stuck in mediation and in meditation. Made floating rhymes, fuck your abbreviation. No OT, rather take my time, just vibing. Gotta live like I was dying. And I'm walking on sunshine, little bit of love, and I'm feeling alright, yeah, hit 'em up. And tell 'em that I am just fine, yeah, I'm just finding myself in these words. Finding myself in these words. Finding myself in these words, yeah, I kill it. I put it in a hearse. The performance is more than Jordan. Did a shift in the morning with a person named Jordan. Now I am going for the flow and going for a new movie. An Academy Award though, like JoJo. Magic Rabbit, I'm out here just doing all the tricks, and Alakazam, I can take your bitch. Hustler mentality, but I'm moving into a flow like a king. I'm a pursuer. One day I'ma get a diamond, no ring, just from 12 tracks with some rhymes and I sing. Yeah, that's how I'll get a diamond on my wall like a platinum plaque. You know I'm just doing shit like that. These Rapchat vibes gonna pay off one day, yeah. Yeah, so that was the breakfast shift, something I made while I was working. Recorded that entirely on Rapchat, main vocal, and then a couple of backing tracks for me. And beat was produced by Mike Beats, one of my favorite producers on that app, so shout out Mike Beats. But yeah, so with the auditions and making that little ditty, I don't know if I'm going to say that, making that little song today and doing this podcast, I think that I'm going to nail a workout and I'm going to treat myself to some pizza. I know that much because that's how I'm feeling right now, It's my little celebration. But I really feel good when I do a lot of creative stuff. I feel like I'm pushing my artistic dreams forward, which is essential for me to feel alive. And time flies. I don't want to be wasting it too much. To the young men listening, one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, why did I waste so much time? And then you're gonna hate yourself, and then you're gonna stop hating yourself, and you're gonna realize, okay, I gotta make the most of what I got now. So anyway, without further ado, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to talk about, but further ado, today we're going to be talking about something that's changed my life as an artist. I wrote 365 songs in a year. Not once, but 2 years, back to back. 2 years in a row. No ghostwriters, no gimmicks. Just me every single day, having fun, showing up to the blank page and expressing myself. I'm talking late nights, early mornings, early whatever, lunch break songs, writer's block, nights in the car, mornings in the car, heartbreak, joy, random inspiration from a rabbit outside my apartment, a look of a stranger, an interaction with somebody at a coffee shop creates stories. And this is the story of what I learned from doing the work every day. Not for fame, not for clout, because I had to do this. First thing I learned is discipline makes you realize who you are. You know, I took a hiatus from acting I wasn't really focusing on it. I love acting. I love theater. And I love that I got my degree in it. I wouldn't change it. But acting is something I always felt like that perfectionism voice get in the way, and it's probably half the reason why I still procrastinate on stuff for acting to this day, even though I've been getting better and better. But I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know I'm capable of feeling there and really showing up, and I want to hit it every time, and it's hard to do that, especially with auditions. So I got to the point where I was getting a little burnt out of auditioning, and I was like, you know what, if I just get offered parts, I'll do them. Which is essentially what I did for a little bit. So, but when I started making music, it wasn't about being perfect. It was just about showing up, no matter what, and having fun. And there were days where I didn't want to write, or I didn't feel inspired. But I met this guy named Jules, who was another actor, who was a Rhodes Scholar, went to an Ivy League college for theater, and got into music when he turned 30. And, he basically talked about how he made, music almost every single day he could, and tried to stay consistent. And I was reading David Goggins at the time as well, and basically how his big message is to just show up anyway. And in college, I read a book by Stephen Pressfield, basically talking about how resistance is the enemy to art. And I just decided to show up every single day, or as many days as I could. Some days I wrote 5 in a row. Some days I didn't do a song. I tried to. Some days I was sick. Tried to. Recorded a bunch while I was sick. But showing up is where the art is born. And over time, I stopped saying, I'm trying to be a musician, or I'm trying to be a rapper, or I'm trying to be a singer, I'm trying to be a songwriter, because I was all those things. Basically, after I hit 100 tracks, I was like, I made more music than some of these artists have made in 5 years, in a couple months. So, yeah, I realized I was a songwriter. And you can't fake vulnerability. There's no hiding. You can't write 365 songs and not face yourself. Eventually, the lyrics start revealing what's going on inside. I wrote about my dreams, my goals, my success, my heartbreaks, the nights I felt invisible, the nights I felt unstoppable, the mornings I felt invincible, and the moments where I don't even know how I felt, but songs just came out. A hook just came out. It became my therapy. It became the creative workout to work things out. It became a mirror, a best friend, and it's still a place where I can just be honest. So, and the third thing I learned is that inspiration is a choice, not a muse. But after years of writing daily, I realized that inspiration doesn't show up until you do. The truth is that the muse, as Stephen Pressfield would say, respects consistency. You open a notebook, you pick a guitar, you sit at the keys, and then it shows up. And I talked about this on the episode with my cousin Joe. And, people that make great art aren't just talented. They commit to the process, even when it's silent, even when it sucks. The majority of my music is probably, I'd say half of it is really good. And then of that 775 tracks I got today, probably, almost 200, I would say, could be something special. And songwriting is life's work. After 2 years of writing, I started noticing patterns, not just in songs, but in my life. Some songs were like prayers, some songs were like journal entries, some songs were celebration, others were fun, wild, fictional, truthful, but even all those had a part of me in them. And, if you want to grow as a songwriter, you got to grow as a human. If you want to grow as an artist, you need to grow as a human. You can't be an actor and be in the theater all day and expect to go play something, to go play a character that's in love when you've never been in love. Not possible. It's not going to be truthful. So, if you want to grow as an artist, you have to grow as a human being. And another lesson I learned is once you've written a song and put it out there, it's no longer yours. It's a couple different people own it at that point. It's yours in the past. It's also for the audience. I've written so many songs and shared it with friends. I remember showing my friend Nick Esty a song before we went out one night that I wrote called Give Me That Girl. And he was like, dude, I relate to this so much. I feel that line. I feel that verse. I love that chorus. That chorus hits me. Because art is meant to be shared. It is not meant to be your bread making vessel. It's not meant to be you getting famous or Grammy money or whatever you want to call it. Like, if all that comes, great. I got nothing against all that. But remember, art is meant to be shared. You give it away, and then it creates something bigger in the world. And would I do it all again? Honestly, yeah, I already have. I might do it again this year. You never know, because songwriting saved me. It gave me a purpose, an identity, discipline, freedom, joy. And it made me a better actor and a better writer, better screenplay writer, better director. I know it does. It just made me a better artist. Art doesn't lie. And that consistency creates confidence. And the more consistent I become as an artist in all my disciplines, watch out. I'm just going to say that. Watch out. So, art doesn't lie. Neither should you. Consistency creates confidence. So whether you're an artist, an athlete, an actor, or just showing up for yourself, plain and simple, in your day-to-day life, trying to be a better person, you don't need a perfect plan. It doesn't need to be perfect every time. You just need to have courage to start and to put yourself out there. And then you need discipline to keep going. And once you got that, it's out of your control. You've done the work that you need to do. So thank you for the time. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and tell me why. Like this video. Share this video with someone who you think needs to hear this. And my question to you is, what's your version of 365? Hit that subscribe button. Check out my music on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud. Links are going to be in the description below. And just remember, you are enough. Just show up, get better 1% every day, work on your craft. You are enough. Until next time, keep making the right play. This has been Blake Wright, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.